Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to do something totally awesome and cursed at the same time. I'm going to show you how you can add yourself to Lethal Company as a playable character model, just like I did. We can dance, we can use too many emotes, crouch, play the game as usual. And it'll make for some really fun clips with your friends, fun experiences. You'll have mimics of yourself popping up. It's really weird to see in game and fun. But yeah, let's jump into the video. So before we get into the tutorial, I just want to say this is the first video that I'm uploading to this channel. So if you do enjoy the video, please drop a like, and a sub would also be really appreciated. Make sure you grab a coffee for this one. It might be a little bit of a long video, but I will try to explain everything in as much detail and make it as simple as possible. So there's going to be a few links in the description that you can follow. The first one will bring you to here, which is the Unity workflow for the Model Replacement SDK. And it's going to tell you the requirements here. You're going to need Unity with a specific editor, but this editor version here has a security flaw at the moment, and I'm not sure if they've patched it. I'm using a different version of Unity which works perfect with this SDK, so I'll tell you which one that is. So the next link in the description is going to take you to Unity where you can download it. Just go to the link, click download for Windows, and yeah, download it. Once you download Unity, you're going to have the hub. It is going to auto install, let me just find it, Unity hub. It is going to auto install Unity 6. If we go to installs, you can see Unity 6.2. This is the newest version. This is not going to work with the SDK, so you don't want to use this. The one that I am using is one that you can find straight on the Unity hub, which is Unity 2022.3.62F3, and you can find that by going to installs, install editor, scroll down to other versions, and it's this one here, the top one, Unity 2022.3.62F3. This one works perfectly. Just press install and yeah, run through the installation. If it does ask you to install Visual Studio, make sure you install it, because over here in the requirements you're going to need Visual Studio, so you can get that when you get Unity. The next thing you're going to need is Git installed, so the next link after the Unity one will take you to the Git installation. You can go here, it's going to ask you which OS you're using, Windows, Mac or Linux. I'm using Windows, so I would select click here to download. You press that, run through the installer and download it. It's really quick and easy to do. Once that's installed, you're not going to need to do anything with that yet. We'll go back to the requirements. You're going to need a rigged 3D model with a human-shaped armature, preferably as an FBX. Now, we're going to be using a 3D model of ourselves, and that's probably going to sound really technical and like, how do you do that? It's actually very simple. You can go to Avaturn here. There we go. This is the page that will bring you to when you select a link, which says create avatar. Now you can press this. It'll ask you if you want to sign in or you want to continue as a guest. You can sign in and make an account, or you can continue as a guest. And yeah, it's going to bring you up with a page like this, which says scan the QR code with your smartphone to create your avatar. So now go to your smartphone, pull out your camera, look at the QR code with your camera, and it's going to say open link, and you want to follow that. Once you've done that, I'm going to do it in a second just so I can show you what to do next, but once you've done that, we'll follow on with the tutorial. So yeah, I'm going to do that really quick and we'll be back once that's done. Right, so I'm done uploading. So once you select the link on your phone, it's going to ask you if you want to create a model with a static face. It's going to say T1, or one with an animatable face, which is T2. You want to select the T1 static face. It's going to ask you to take 3 photos, one looking directly at your camera, one looking left and one looking right. Once that's done, it's going to go straight to your browser and upload, and here you go. Now you can see we have a model here that has my face 3D scanned on there, see, and it's very accurate, by the way. It's very accurate and very good. Obviously I'm not wearing this, so I'll show you what to do in a second. Here we can select the body type, so you can have slim, slender, just select your body type here. There's all sorts that you can do just to get something that fits you right. And then you also have the tone correction here, so you can be darker shades or you can be lighter shades. I'm going to go to about 0.10. That's about my shade. And yeah, once you've done that part, there is the body proportions. You can go with the head, you can make it look really funny. Go with the chest. You could do something really weird here. You could do like tiny little arms, you know, you could just do something funny. You do something funny, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go with all the body proportions reset. And we're just going to have it standard so it looks like a normal model. Once that's done, we can go to the hair. Obviously it's not going to use your own hair. There's female hairs at the bottom. You can have female hair. Get something that's close to you, something that resembles yourself. I know there's not so many to pick from, but as long as it's something that looks close to you, this is very, very, very close to me, so I'm pretty happy with that. Could select that one. Then we can go to the outfits. There's quite a few cool outfits here. There's Avaturn 3D Forces, like military style outfit, camo. You can be Jedi, you know. This one, like Hogwarts style one. I don't know what this is. There's some like crazy looking thing, like a scribe, medieval, you know, soldier, pilot. Then there's just like your casual fits. I like this one. There's a load of different fits here. You can be wearing a suit, different colours. Yeah, there's all sorts of different suits here. Like a cowboy one, and then there's like female style ones at the bottom, you know. But yeah, there's all sorts you can select here, so it's pretty cool. Just select something that resembles you, something that you'd usually wear. It's tank top, stuff like that. I'm just gonna go with the cool little fruity pineapple flower top. I kind of like this one, it's pretty cool. Next you can go and select some sort of glasses. It's like Apple Vision Pro here. You're not going to want that because you're going to want to see face, but there's some glasses, different styles you can see. We can go in here and you can see if you right click you can drag around. If you hold middle mouse and pull up or down, it'll zoom in, or you can use the scroll wheel, and then you can use your left mouse click to orbit and have a look. So yeah, you can get it really close to your face. Have a look. Choose which style fits you. I did forget to mention when you're on the hair, at the bottom tab here, there is different colours you can select. So I can go with like black hair, like, you know, a bit of blonde, ginger, grey, blue, and then there's also a colour selector, so you can select your exact shade. You can go in here, you can go to, you know, let's get your exact shade. I use this one because it's pretty close to mine anyway. To be fair, I think mine's a little bit darker than that anyway. Yeah, that's about right. So yeah, I forgot to mention that, but you can do the hair colour there. And then yeah, we can then leave glasses on if you want. Looks pretty good. But I'm not going to select any glasses. And then you can go to shoes, so you can drag down here and go look at the shoes, look at the footwear, choose something that suits the fit, something you'd usually wear. Boots look pretty decent. Sometimes they do clip through, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just is what it is. It's a really good program to use though, but like, yeah, they even got Adidas shoes, or Adidas, Nike style football boots, all sorts of different ones. Yeah, I guess the Air Maxes, but I'm probably just gonna go with these standard ones here, standard shoes. And yeah, once that's done, you don't need to go to the next tab because they're not going to be animating it. So once this is done, you can go to the little bottom here. There's a camera and a download button. Select the download button. You're going to be given 3 download options. You can download avatar with animation. We're not doing that one. Body only T-pose. We're not doing that one. That just means it's the body and the face without the clothes. So you're just wearing like underwear. And then avatar T-pose, this is the one that you want. So you're going to click download. It's going to download it here, and then once that's done, we can open that folder and get rid of that. We don't need it anymore. And then we'll go to this website here. I'll show you this in a second. So I do have a folder open for this project, and not that one. I have a folder open for this project. We're going to drag the model straight into there. You're going to see it's called model.glb. Now you're going to want to name this model, so I'm going to call it tutorial Dowsey, and just remember what your model is called. You'll need it later on in the video. But yeah, the next link in the description is going to bring you to this website, which is called convert3d.org, and it has a GLB to FBX converter here. Because if you go to the workflow, it's going to say rigged 3D model, human shaped armature, preferably as an FBX. You can use a GLB, but you're going to run into a lot of problems, so just do what I do, and you'll be there in no time. So we're going to go to the tutorial here. Now we've got the GLB, which we've named. We can drag it into here. It's going to turn the model into an FBX file, and it's going to keep all the materials and stuff in there, which is great. I did this on my own, and I didn't know about this website. I had to use Blender to turn it into an FBX, and it was a lot more tedious. I had to mess around with the materials and such, and it took a load more work than just dragging it into a website and getting it. So yeah, I already got this model though, so it's okay. Let me just go and grab that really quick. Right, so we're back here now, and I have my FBX files. So once you've converted it, you'll click download. It'll go to your downloads page. Just make sure you drag it into the folder that you're using. As you can see here, we have the tutorial Dowsey.fbx and the GLB. Now the FBX is what you're going to need. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a Unity project. If you go to the Unity SDK workflow, it's going to tell you how to do it. If you've installed the Unity editor, created a 3D HDRP project, it's important that it's HDRP. We're going to show you how to do that. So once you load up Unity, you're going to go to projects, you're going to click new project, the editor version at the top here. You want to select the version that we downloaded at the start, which is 2022.3.62F3. Select that, scroll down a little bit, and you're going to see this one in orange, yellowy orange, you know, and it says high definition 3D. You're going to press this one, it's going to pop up here. Unity organization, it's just whatever your name is, and then project name, so you can just call it whatever you want, Dowsey model or whatever your model's called. I already have one open, which is called lethal model test, just for the sake of this video. So here we are. Once you load up your Unity project, which takes a little bit, you're just going to have to leave it to load. You're going to be met with a little pop-up on the screen. You can just X out of that really quick, and that's done with. And then you're going to be in your outdoor scene now. Up here in the hierarchy, where it's outdoor scene, you're going to see various things. There's going to be 3 things here. You can just delete all of them. One of them's going to be sun, camera, and then a global volume or something like that. Just delete all of them. You don't need them. And yeah, once we're done with that, you're going to move on to the next part, which is clicking window at the top. You're going to click package manager. Then there's a little plus icon in the top here. You're going to click add package from git URL. And the URL you're going to need is on this SDK workflow page. Scroll down a little bit. It's going to say here, enter this link. We're going to copy that, go back to Unity, add package from git URL, and then we're going to paste that in there and click add. I already have this added, but yeah, just give it a second to load. Once it loads, it's going to pop up here, update, remove. You don't need to touch anything, just X out of that. And if you've done it correctly, you will see model replacement SDK pop up at the top here. It says it. So it says set up model. You don't want to touch anything as of yet. You want to do what I do. So we're going to go back to our models folder where your tutorial Dowsey.fbx is, the one you converted. This is what you need. You can drag this into the bottom of your assets here, and it's now going to be in Unity. We're then going to create a folder up here. So right click in your assets, just right click, go to create, and then folder. And we're going to call it tutorial Dowsey, same as the model. Then drag your model prefab into the tutorial.dowsey folder and then go into the folder. Now you want to select your prefab, so just click on it once and you're going to be met with this in the inspector, which shows up here. So you show you various options, and we're going to press rig. We're going to press rig. It's going to say animation type and it will be set to generic. You want to set this to humanoid, as if you go back to the SDK, it's going to say human shaped armature. You're going to want it to be humanoid, so set that to humanoid, click apply. You can click this configure here and just check that all the bones are correct, you know, where it says hips here, you want it to be the hips. It's going to show you. Spine to be the spine, chest, upper chest. Just make sure they're all in the correct ones. If they're not, you can select it. If you click this, you can select which bone and just put it in the correct place. So just make sure all these are right, but they will be anyway because it's rigged correctly. And then press done. You don't need to do anything more. Humanoid, click apply, done. Then we're going to click materials at the top. Now you see extract textures and extract materials. We're going to click extract the textures. Make sure it's your tutorial.dowsey folder which we just created. Make sure it's on that one. Click select folder. It's then going to extract the materials from the model. Then we want to click extract materials, same folder, select, and it's going to extract the materials. Now you can see there's a couple of errors that popped up here. You don't have to worry about them. Just clear it out and it's done with. And now your model has textures and it's fully rigged humanoid, and the materials are here too. So we're going to drag the prefab model into the hierarchy, and it's going to put the model in there, and then we're going to click F and it will bring us straight to the model. Now one thing that you will notice, if we zoom in here, is if we go to the model, you see where the hair is, there's this awful black line here. This awful black line. This is just a slight issue we just have to fix really quickly. So if we select the model and then select the hair, you can see that the hair is lit up in orange. Make sure it is the hair that is selected. You're going to see Avaturn _ hair _ 0. Make sure you have the hair selected in orange. It's then going to tell you down here that the material is the Avaturn hair 0 material. Press on that, it's going to give you this drop down, and then you're going to see surface options and alpha clipping. Just select that box and it's going to remove that. You can see the hair looks all perfect now. Now the next thing that you're going to need is a text file that I'm going to leave in the description for you to download, alongside a DLL as well. You can see this part at the bottom just says ignore it. This is just for me. But yeah, you're going to want to follow these steps here. So we're going to put this on this side, put Unity here, and then drag this to be smaller because we don't need it to be huge. Then we're going to select the model again and select the face this time. Make sure the face, the hands, the feet are lit up. It has to be the face. It's going to say Avaturn _ body. And once again, select the material. This is just going to make the model face show up a lot better when you're playing in game. Something I have to figure out on my own. So make sure the surface type is opaque, which you can see here. Rendering pass, default, color mode, back, alpha clipping, don't select this time, leave it off, it's fine. Material type, standard, receive decals on, receive SSR, it says off, but I'm going to change that to on, because you can leave that. You want that to be on, so yeah, leave that to be on. The next thing you want to do is this geometric specular off, leave that off, and the displacement mode none. Then we're going to scroll down to surface inputs, and you can see here the metallic needs to be 0. Smoothness we're going to set to 0.18. The normal map tangent, well, the normal map space needs to be tangent space, and the normal map strength set to 0.28. Yeah, there we go. So this is the normal map strength set to 0.28. And the coat mask, leave it 0. You don't have a coat mask, you don't need that. Use emission inputs, we can just get rid of that because you're not going to need it. It's going to be off anyway. Get rid of the coat mask also, we're not going to need that. And then save that. Make sure they're all in there, and then once you've done that, that's perfect. We can select off the model. Now click your prefab at the top in the hierarchy, so the model selected in blue. then go to the top bar at the top where it says Model Replacement SDK. You're going to press this and press Setup Model. Once that's done, click F again, and it's going to refocus your model. Now you're going to see this new component added to your model down here, the model replacement properties. You want to click reinitialize, click it a few times, and it will set it all up. You can see your model's now standing on the pink platform, and the walkie-talkie is close to it. So once that's done, if you hold right click, you can look around, and then if you use WASD, you can fly. You can also use shift to speed up. You want to come to the walkie-talkie and just drag it with these little sliders. You only need the green and the red. Up, left and right, up, down, left, right. You don't need to use the blue one, but if you do make a mistake like this, just click into the sky so you're not selecting anything. Click your model again at the top, tutorial Dowsey, click that, and then you can again just move the walkie-talkie around. You don't have to have it perfect. I'm not too fussed about it being perfect, but if you're a perfectionist, then just go ahead with it. And yeah, just get it somewhere near. I'm not too fussed about that. It's just going to show where items are close to the hand. And then yeah, once you set that up, that's correct. Then down here where it says controls, you can click render preview player. Click that, and you're going to see the Lethal Company employee just appear. We're going to fly to the side here, and all I'm going to do is use the middle line up. It's going to line your model up, and I just line it closer to be centered with the Lethal Company model. I just center it so the bellies are at the same place and the head's about the same. You don't have to be perfect, just somewhere close. Then once you've done that, we can move on to the next step, which is right clicking in the asset bar, project assets tutorial Dowsey. Right click down here, go to the top where it says create, hover over it. It's going to say model replacement SDK at the top, and then create project, create it. Just call it whatever your model is. You can call it whatever. I'll just call it tutorial Dowsey again. Once that's done, keep it selected. You're going to change the asset bundle name at the top here in the inspector. I'm going to call it tutorial Dowsey bundle. Tutorial Dowsey bundle. Leave the project path off and the Lethal Company path. It should be selected already, but if it's not and it's in the wrong place, just go and find your Lethal Company folder in Steam. Copy and paste the address at the top, and then paste it into here, and then that's done. Then you want to press generate new project on build. Click this box. You're going to want a model GUID, so just copy my template here, com dot, and then put whatever your name is or your alias, so mine's BigDowsey, and then dot and the model name, so we're going to call it tutorial Dowsey. So model name, your name or alias, and then com dot, and then it's just going to make things easier. And then you can do the mod name here, which I'm just going to call again tutorial Dowsey, and then you can have a short description for it. Dowsey model for LC, and then the project namespace, again we're going to call tutorial Dowsey without a space this time. Now, make sure you remember your name of the model here, tutorial Dowsey, capital T, capital D. If you have any capitals, make sure you remember that. Make sure the namespace is the same as your model. It's going to make things easier when we move along. And once that's done, you can click out of here. Don't click build project yet, just click out of here. Click onto your model in the hierarchy at the top, and then you're going to see this model replacement properties again, and if you see project properties, project, click the little circle here, circle with a dot in it, and then select the one that you've just created, which is here, tutorial Dowsey, and click X. Now once that's done, you're going to be able to click build project. You want to find the file that you've put your model in there. So we're going to go to Unity Models, Dowsey Models, and Unity Tutorial here. So just find the file that has your original model in there, and we'll do it in there. It's going to make things easier and more organized. going to select folder, and it'll ask you to do it twice, so we're going to do it twice. Unity models, Unity tutorial, select folder, and then that's now going to build the project. Okay, so once your project's done, it's going to open this folder here, and we're going to work on that in a second. So I'm first gonna, you can see here the model FBX, the GLB, and the text document that we're using. I'm just going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it Unity Build. And then I'm going to drag these new folders into here, which you can see the names of here. Just drag them into Unity Build, and then that's going to help us keep things organized. Once that's done, we can now close these out. You can close Unity. I won't save it, there's no need. We've already done what we needed to do now. And then yeah, we can go here. So now we have build folder, BodyReplacement.cs, plugin.cs, tutorial Dowsey bundle, tutorial Dowsey bundle.manifest, and the Unity tutorial.cs pro j. Now it might look daunting at first, but it is really easy. I'm going to explain how to do it now. You want to double tap Unity tutorial.cs pro j, and it's going to open Visual Studio, what you downloaded when you got Unity. Here we go. Now this is open. It's not going to show anything. We'll full screen this, but you can see in the top here you have Solution Explorer, and in here you've got Unity tutorial, and then you've got BodyReplacement.cs and plugin.cs here. These are the two files you're going to be working in: body replacement and plugin. Body replacement and plugin. Now when you go into these, first of all, you're going to see that there's little red errors here, and that's because the body replacement base, well, it's meant to use model replacement, but we haven't added it to the file yet. So there's going to be a download in the description that lets you download this DLL. So I've found the web page here. I'll leave a link in the description. It's on GitHub again, but yeah, it's going to take you to here, model replacement. All you want to do is select this model replacement API.dll, or API, sorry, .dll, and it'll download it. I already have it, so once you've downloaded it, you want to drop it into this build folder, which has all this stuff in here. You're going to drop this straight into here, and then once you've done that, you can come back to Visual Studio, and as you can see, model replacement is no longer grayed out. You're not going to have any of those red boxes there, and everything's going to be perfect. You can see, you click on here, same thing, using model replacement, none of the issues now. So the first place you want to start is in BodyReplacement.cs. You can see the namespace that we set is tutorial Dowsey. You want to leave that the same, and yeah, you want to leave everything the same here apart from this public class. You see it says Mr. Tutorial Dowsey. We're going to take out the Mr. and just leave it as tutorial Dowsey. Once you've done that, that's all done. You can just leave that as it is. Click onto plugin.cs. Now that you're in here, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Right, so now once you're into the plugin.cs here, you're going to see a lot of text, and it's going to be pretty daunting at first, but I'll show you how to do it really easily. You're going to first come down to here. Now, because in body replacement you change this from Mr. Tutorial Dowsey to just Tutorial Dowsey, when you go back into plugin, you're going to see some red errors here. You want to do the exact same, take out the Mr, do it again, take out Mr, do it again. You can see it recognizes it. We can click tab and it's going to do it for us. Then boom, that part's done. Right, so we're back in here now. If you come on to plugin.cs, once you've changed this from Mr and your name to just the name that you set in the other one, you're going to see this third one here. You see there's three of them. You see this third one. It's going to say Model Replacement API, Register Suit Model Replacement, and then it says item in blue. Now what you want to do is you want to remove the item in blue, and you want to quotation marks, and in there type the exact name of your model. Tutorial. This part is very important. Make sure you do it. Type the exact name of your model. It has to be the exact name, and you'll see why. Make sure it's in quotation marks. Just get rid of item, quotation marks, the name of your model which minus tutorial Dowsey without a space, and then boom. Once you've done that, we're all ready to move to the next step. So we can now leave that as it is, come to the top here where it says Solution Explorer. It'll say Solution, Unity Tutorial, or the name of whatever. It'll say Solution. You're going to right click Solution, click Rebuild Solution, and then wait. At the bottom it's going to say Rebuild Completed, and once that's done we can then X out of that. I'm not going to save it because I don't need to, I just rebuilt it. And then the only thing that you're going to need from here is this build folder. You can click into here and you're going to have everything that you need in here. Now, what we're going to do is you need Thunderstore. So if you don't have Thunderstore, you can go ahead and get it. I'll leave a link in the description. It'll bring you here. You can download it on Overwolf. Once you've downloaded it, go onto it. You can do the game selection, select Lethal Company. And then yeah, once you're there, it will bring you to the profiles page. You can create a new profile, and there's going to be a few things that you're going to need. So here we go. The first things that you're going to need for this are BepInX. So you're going to go here. It's usually the one right at the top. It's pinned. Click it. Click download. We'll go to your My Mods. The next one is ModelReplacement API. So you go to Get Mods. The best way to search for this one, because it's pretty hard to find, is just type Bunya, which is the creator of it. So go to here, type Bunya. ModelReplacement API is going to come straight up at the top. Click that, download, it's going to get added to your mods. The next one you're going to need, which is the last one, is More Suits by X753. You can go back to Get Mods. I'm going to do X753. More Suits pops up there. Click it, click download, and it's going to go to My Mods. Once you've done that, you can then go to Settings, Browse Profile folder. Click on that. It's going to open a folder here, and it's going to say Lethal Company, Profiles, and then the name of your profile up here. You're going to see the BepInX folder. You want to double tap on this, double tap on plugins, and then you can have all your plugins that you downloaded there. I've got more than you, but obviously you want to see the 753 More Suits. Double tap this. You're going to want to double tap this again. Double tap Advanced, and you're going to see this default.png. You want to copy this, and you're going to go back to your model, build here, where it's here, and we're going to paste it into there. Oh, sorry, I didn't even copy it. It's my bad. We're going to copy this. We're going to go back to this here. We're going to paste it into here. And then we're going to rename it the exact name of our model. So tutorial. Now remember, in quotation marks we put the exact name of our model. This is what this is for. It's going to need, this suit is what's going to be in the rack. Okay, this is going to be in the rack when you select your suit, and this is what's going to pull your model. When you select that suit, it's going to pull your model. And yeah, that's what you need. So name this the exact name of your model minus tutorial Dowsey. So that's what I'm doing. Then we're going to go back to this file. We're going to go back to More Suits, and you're going to see this More Suits.txt here. We're going to drag that in as well. It's going to copy it. You can do that. Now if you open this, it does say in here, it tells you a few things that you can do. If you don't want the suits that are included with this mod to load, if you're using this mod as a library for your own suit, add a file called lesssuits.txt. So you can just copy this, and then we can X out of there, and then we can rename this More Suits to lesssuits, exclamation mark, lesssuits.txt, and then leave that in there. Then we're going to create a folder in there, and we're going to call it More Suits. Make sure it's spelled exactly how I've done it. No capitals, no space, and then you're going to drag the less suits in there, and you're going to drag the tutorial Dowsey PNG in there. Now we're almost done. So the next things that you have is a readme and a manifest. You don't want to touch the DLL, you don't need to. And then you also have this icon.png. Now this is only used if you're going to upload your mod to Thunderstore. So if we go on here, you see the photos for the mods here. This is what the icon PNG is. So you can double tap this here. If you see in the bottom, 256 pixels by 256 pixels, that's what size your icon needs to be. So if you want to put your own icon in there for when you upload it to Thunderstar, you can do that. Just make sure it's the same dimensions, 256 by 256. Just call it icon.png, drop it in there and replace this one, or delete this, drop your own in, call it icon.png, and then that's done. Then we're going to open the manifest. I'm going to do it in Notepad++. You can do it in normal Notepad, it's pretty simple. And yeah, as you can see, the name of the mod here, BigDowsey. I'm going to change the version to be 1.0.0. And then you can change the description here again. You can write the description in. You can change the name of it. And then you have the dependencies also. So what we're going to do for the dependencies, because this relies on more suits, we can go back to My Mods, press on More Suits, click Website. It's going to bring you to the website here. And then you see this dependency string that's right here. If you copy this whole line right there and go back to the notepad, once you're in here, you're going to have Bepinex, Bunya Pine Tree. You're going to want to put a comma, then a space, then quotation marks, and in those quotation marks, drop that more suits line in there, and then save, and then you can exit out of that. And then the next one we're going to want to go to is the README. You don't really need to do much in here, except from I'm going to change the version again to 1.0.0, and then in the changelog 1.0.0 again. And then it's going to say instructions, place the contents in, ensure that Model Replacement API is also installed, Model Replacement and X753 more suits is also installed, and then we're going to save that and we can close out. Now that that's done, you can refresh. What you can do is you can edit this suit PNG here, so that when it's on the rack you can identify which one's yours. If you have loads of models, you can literally just click edit and then we can just draw on it, something like that. If we're going here, we can go crop and we can spin it around really quick. We can do a marker, and you know, we can just scribble on it. I don't know, just do something. You can put this in Photoshop and do it intricately. You can color it all, do it how you want it. I'm just going to do scribbles just for the sake of the video, but yeah, you can put this in a website called Photop, put text on there so you know which one it is. You can put text on it, and all that sort of stuff. But once we've done that, we're going to go back to crop, put it back, make sure it's orientated this way, it has to be this way, and then we're going to save it and then go out of there. And now when we refresh, you can see the little blue that we did on there, and then that's done. Make sure this PNG is exactly what you put in those quotation marks inside the plugin.cs. It has to be that, needs to be for it to work properly. And then once that's done, you are now officially basically done with the tutorial. So we're going to go back out of here. We're going to copy this build folder. We're going to go to Thunderstar, where you have your mod packs, you know, these 3 mods here which you need. You can have as many mods as you want. If you want to go in third person like I did to see yourself, download this recording camera by Graze. Literally go to get mods, type in recording camera by Graze, download that, and once that's downloaded, that's done. Then you can click settings, go to profile folder. It's going to open it up. We're going to go in Bepinex, we're going to go in plugins, and we're just going to paste this build folder in there and then rename it so you know which one it is. I'm going to call it Tutorial Dowsey, just like we did. Now this isn't going to show in Thunderstar right now. This is just going to be for testing purposes. So once you put this in here and you load up your game, you are going to be able to select the model. Now if you do want to keep this to yourself, so you don't want to add it to Thunderstar, you can just keep this in your files and use it yourself, but nobody else will be able to see it. So what you can do is you can right click, you can click compress to zip file, and then now it's a zip file. You can send this to your friends on Discord, stuff like that, to download. Tell them exactly where to put it in your test pack, you know, in your profile folder, BepInX plugins, and drop that in there, and then tell them to extract it. So if I delete this tutorial Dowsey out of there, let's say where they're going to put it in, extract it. It's going to show up here in a new folder, plugins test Dowsey, and there's another test Dowsey in there. This has to be where the files are. So once you get this, drag it back into plugins, and you can see it's now all in there inside its folder. It's not tutorial Dowsey inside tutorial Dowsey, it's just all the files straight in that folder. Once you open it, you can see the files there, and then they can delete the zip file. And that's done. Now you and your friends have this. You can load up Lethal Company and it's going to work. I'll show you in a second. But if you do want to add it to Thunderstar, I'll show you how to do that too. So I'm having to record this section because I made a little mistake with how to upload to Thunderstar. So what you want to do is, when you have your folder ready to take to Thunderstar, you want to call this More Suits. Basically you want to create a folder called plugins, and you want to drag More Suits into that, and then you want to create a folder called BepInX, capital B, capital I, capital E, drag plugins into that, and then once you've done that, you have that done, and then it's like this. Then you want to grab the contents of this and you want to compress it to a zip file, call it whatever you want, and then drag this folder into Thunderstar on the website. So yeah, once you've done that, that is what you want to do. Drag this into Thunderstar for the upload, name it what you want, do what you need, and upload it. But yeah, that's how it needs to be structured. It needs to be tutorial, or whatever your name is. When you open the zip file, it needs to be BepInX folder and your icon and stuff. Double click that, it needs to be plugins, double click that, More Suits, and then your PNG and less suits.txt. So yeah, just a quick little finish up on that bit. Now we're on here, and you have your tutorial Dowsey. You go in here, BepInX, your icon and stuff, in there, plugins, in there you've got More Suits, and then your less suits and your PNG. You want to go to Thunderstar, click communities, go and find Lethal Company on there, click this, then you can see at the top Lethal Company, and you can see browse and upload. You want to click upload, make sure you signed in with an account. Once you click upload, you can drag your file in there, you can choose a team. If you don't have a team, you can go and create one here. It's just what will show up for the creators on the mod, you know, BepInX, Slimy Maggots, you know, just create a team. It's easy to do. You can select communities, you want to select Lethal Company. Categories, we can leave it, or you can type suits, mods, but yeah, and then drag that zip file that you just made into this part here. You're going to see it's grabbed it, it's got it. You don't need to check this, it's not safe for content. So, and you can click submit and upload that, but only do this if you're okay with people downloading your model and using your own face. You know, there's privacy concerns and stuff like that surround this. So yeah, you don't have to do this step, you don't have to upload it to Thunderstar. It's mainly for convenience, or if you're not too fussed about people having your face. But if you're underage or anything like that, I would suggest no, do not do this. Just keep the file structure the same as we had before, which is your icon manifest, DLL and readme, and then your More Suits in there, and delete that. So you have your More Suits with your PNG and stuff in there, and this, and then just compress that to a zip file and send it to your friends. Tell them exactly where to put it, which is in your mod pack, the BepInX plugins, and then in here tell them to extract it, and then they have to make sure that when you open the folder that these files are straight there. It's not a folder inside a folder, so there's not, you open like tutorial Dowsey for instance, that you open tutorial Dowsey and it doesn't say tutorial Dowsey again, and then you open that and then it's your files. It has to be straight, your file name, open it, and then all your files are there. That's how it has to be structured. Just make sure it's that way if you're going to send it to your friends. But yeah, as you can see, we're now on Lethal Company. Click host, we've got model test. I don't need to, but I'll just do this anyway. Now we're going to load up a fresh save. Now once we're loaded in, you can see with the default suit, and here is the model that we just made, tutorial Dowsey. You can see the PNG that was scribbled on is here. If you want to make this nice, pretty, you can write text
Welcome
on it.
to your first
See
day
this
on the
test that I
job.
did before, I did just put
This
some
is your
text on
very
there. It
own
says that's the
autopilot
test
ship,
model.
where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract.
This guy's really loud, so.
Make yourself at home to complete the onboarding process.
But anyway, you can see we have the tutorial Dowsey suit here, and we can select it. Now, with the mod that I told you to download, which was recording camera, you can go in third person mode, and to do that you need to press the end key on your keyboard. The end key, it should be the left of the number pad, and there should be 6 keys. You'll see insert, home, page up, delete, and end is there. You can click end. Once you click end, you need to click C on your keyboard, and then now you're in third person. You can click end to go out of that and end to go back in. If you click C, it just keeps your camera there. If you click C again, third person. So you can see here's the model we just created. It's in all its glory, you know. We've got the pineapple flower t-shirt. It looks great, you know. The shoes are all perfect. So we can now emo, we can do all sorts of stuff. And yeah, you're now in Lethal Company. You can play with your friends. They can do this too. You can all play as friends, as yourselves. You know, it's really fun to do. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. So if you did like this video, please make sure you drop a like. I really appreciate it, and if you want to see more like this, please subscribe. It really helps. This is a new channel, of course, so a lot of this stuff I just had to figure out on my own. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you have any issues, please comment. I will help you fix them to the best of my ability. I can give you links, stuff like that. And yeah, just let me know your problems. Also, if you have anything to say to me, please drop it in the comments. If you have any requests for videos, please request them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace out.